The Little Mermaid. Down in the deepest ocean, there lived a mermaid princess named Ariel. She was the youngest daughter of King Triton, and she had the most beautiful singing voice in the whole kingdom. Her father loved Ariel dearly, but she was always getting into trouble. She longed to be part of the human world and spent her time exploring old shipwrecks with her friend Flounder. When Ariel was 16 years old, King Triton arranged for her to sing in a concert. Merpeople came from all over the kingdom to hear her. That evening, however, Ariel was so busy exploring that she forgot all about the concert. She had found some human treasures and taken them to the surface to ask Scuttle the seagull about them. The Sea King feared for Ariel's safety and warned her to stay away from humans. Ariel tried to protest, but her father wouldn't listen. To make sure she obeyed him, King Triton ordered Ariel's music teacher Sebastian to keep an eye on her. But it wasn't an easy task for the worried crab. One day Sebastian followed Ariel and Flounder to the surface to watch a ship. The crew were celebrating the birthday of a handsome prince named Eric, and Ariel watched them in delight. Soon storm clouds gathered overhead. Huge waves wrecked the ship, and Eric was flung into the sea. Ariel swam quickly to his rescue and pulled him towards the shore. "Look, he is breathing!" cried Ariel. She gazed at Eric and fell in love. As she sang to him, his eyes began to open. But hearing a voice, Ariel slipped back into the water and hid behind a nearby rock. She watched as Eric's servants led him away. When they were out of sight, Ariel swam home, vowing to be a part of the human world one day. Sebastian had seen everything, and it was not long before the Sea King learned that Ariel was in love with a human. Triton was very angry. He stormed into her secret grotto and destroyed all her beloved human treasures. Ariel was heartbroken. Then two sly-looking eels called Flotsam and Jetsam appeared. "We know someone who can make all your dreams come true," they hissed. "Ursula has great powers." "The sea witch," gasped Ariel. She knew that Ursula was her father's worst enemy and had been banished from his kingdom for many years before. Thinking that it was her only chance to win Prince Eric's love, Ariel swam away with the evil eels. Ursula greeted Ariel gleefully. "In exchange of your voice, I will turn you into a human for 3 days," she said. "If Eric hasn't given you the kiss of true love in that time, you will become a mermaid again and belong to me forever." A scroll appeared in Ursula's hand. She urged Ariel to sign it. Ariel was terrified, but she signed anyway, thinking of Eric. A moment later, she was walking on the seashore, a human at last. Prince Eric had been searching everywhere for the girl with the beautiful voice who had rescued him. He had almost given up hope of finding her. Then he noticed someone sitting on a rock. This girl looked familiar, but when he found she couldn't speak, Eric realized she wasn't the one. Feeling sorry for the voiceless girl, he led her back to the palace. The next day, Eric took Ariel on a tour of his kingdom. They enjoyed being together, and Ariel was sure the prince was falling in love with her. Later that afternoon, in a little boat on a lake, Eric leaned towards Ariel to kiss her. But at that very moment, the boat was overturned. The sea witch had been watching them, and fearing her plan was about to fail, she sent her precious eels to take action. Ursula disguised herself as a human woman. With Ariel's voice trapped in a seashell necklace, she made her way to the shore. She told Prince Eric her name was Vanessa and soon had him under her spell. Eric led Vanessa to the palace and announced that they were to be married the following day. The wedding ship was to depart at sunset. Ariel and her friends watched in despair as the sun lowered in the sky. But Scuttle discovered who Vanessa really was and called on all the sea creatures to stop the wedding. Sebastian went to find the Sea King and Flounder helped Ariel get to the wedding ship. Seabirds swooped down on Vanessa, a lobster pinched her nose, and dolphins sprayed her with water. In the chaos, Vanessa's necklace broke, and the beautiful voice inside flew back to its rightful owner. Released from the spell, Eric took Ariel in his arms. Just as he was about to kiss her, the sun sank below the horizon. Ariel was at once turned back into a mermaid. Ursula grabbed her and dived into the water. Her evil cackle echoed around the ship. "Ursula, stop!" thundered King Triton, nearing up in front of the sea witch. "Let her go." "No," cried Ursula, "she is mine now. You see, we made a deal. However, I might be willing to make an exchange for someone even better," she suggested. Triton felt he had no choice. He changed the signature on the scroll to his own and handed over his magic trident to the sea witch. "At last," Ursula cackled, "I'm the ruler of the ocean." Just then a sharp pain shot through her arm. Eric had speared her with a harpoon. The sea witch swelled with anger and towered above them. She summoned all the sea's power and stirred up a giant whirlpool, dragging up ancient shipwrecks from the seabed. Eric scrambled aboard one of the decks and reached the ship's steering wheel. Using all his might, he aimed the broken boat directly at Ursula, and with a terrible scream she disappeared under the sea. Triton's power was restored. He rose to the surface and saw Ariel gazing lovingly at Eric. "She really does love him," Triton murmured to Sebastian. "I suppose the only problem left is how much I will miss her." Then, with a flourish of his trident, the Sea King granted Ariel her dearest wish, to be human forever. Overjoyed, Eric and Ariel rushed into each other's arms. Ariel and Eric were married, and all their friends were invited to the wedding. King Triton gladly gave the couple his blessing, knowing that they would live happily ever after.